Retro anime. How did we find it? How does it hold up? Unpacking the ins and outs of being an old school nerd and proving that 80s kids can't remember a damn thing right. These are the mindless midlife musings of the anime nerd.
Welcome to Mindless Midlife Musings of the Anime Nerd. I'm Rick, and I'm joined by the rest of our panel, Lynette, Brian, and Vic. Hello, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Hello.
Happy New Year. This is our first recording in 2026, but for you listeners, this will be a few weeks out, probably beginning of February before you hear it.
Hey, you aliens out
Yeah,
there.
that's right.
You
Well-
aliens out there. We want to say we love you and we accept you into our globe.
We
sphere.
see you.
We accept
We
our
see you.
future alien overlord.
Today, we charge up our willpower to fight psychotic siblings and their army of aliens as we take on Iczelion. Iczer Girl Iczelion is a 1995 OVA spanning 2 episodes. It was created by Toshihiro Hirano, director of the original Iczer film Fight Iczer 1 and its sequel Iczer Reborn. It was produced by AIC and KSS and licensed in North America by ADV Films. ADV later dubbed it and re-released Iczelion in 2000, but its initial release was VHS, a nice yellow cassette tape with little slits where the reel was, and that was 95. So
basically 5 years, and it's we can
and then they
re-release
finally-
it.
we should do this as a dub on DVD. So, throughout the galaxy, 2 villains destroy and pillage anything in their path. Their names are Cross and Chaos, and they are ready to invade their next target, Earth.
Which I would say probably some of the best names for anime protagonists that we have received in a while.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yes, the only defense against these warriors are the Iczelions, a fusion of young girls and Ixels, sentient body armors. Nagisa is a typical high school girl who is about to become the next Iczelion, much against her will, to defend the planet and save the human race. Right. So,
Start again. You're starting off 2026. Your synopsis is chef's kiss.
So, it's a mid-90s anime, and it shows, right? It's quality of the work shows. It is what it is. It's really, like, visually, it's good. And just to get this right out of the gate, we'll just nip this right in the bud. This seems like it should be a sequel to the Iczer film we already watched, but it is not. It's like,
I could have sworn didn't they reference the Iczer?
It was referenced.
They
It's
did,
like, it's like
but
the
it's like
same but different.
it's like Crisis on Infinite Earths, man. For the Uber nerds here, right? This is Earth 636 version of Iczelion. It's a different of Iczer, right? It's some of the DNA is there, but it's a very different genre of film.
I felt like it was more like a different operating system, if you will, as opposed to a different Earth.
I'll give you that. It's
It felt like Windows ME versus.
We don't discuss Windows ME ever.
I would go so far. You know what? Let's make it a little more realistic. This is Linux Mint versus Linux Ubuntu, right? This is the same core thing
same,
there,
but
it's
different.
different, very different.
For the
So
audience, 3 out of the 4 people on this panel knew what the fuck he was talking about. One person, this guy just started blinking like Dee Dee from Dexter's Laboratory.
Personally, I love torturing people with the Windows ME. I kept it so long that anybody who used my machine was like, no, I don't want to. Do I have to use her machine? And I'm just sitting there in the back with like the go-go gadget cat going,
That's the whole reason why I kept an ergonomic keyboard like most of my work life. It's like
ergonomic
no
keyboard.
one ever wants to use it, so
trackball.
no one uses my stuff.
my version of the Excel armor was hurting my hand and learning to use a mouse with my left hand. So I inverted all the buttons, and I never
Ooh.
switched it back.
Oh God.
So
That's evil.
Anytime somebody wanted to use my workstation, the mouse was on the left-hand side and the buttons were inverted, so that drove them crazy. So that was my chaos theory adventure into this alternate dimension.
Oh, it's
But to
not
circle-
me. I'm not the psychopath of the group.
No, we are
It's y'all.
definitely we are the chaos and the cross of this group. For
You
sure.
are cross. Oh my
We
God.
are absolutely. So
I'm over here like Nugget saying, like, please tell me how to use my ATM. You got
So this story does take place in an alternate timeline from Iczer 1 and Iczer Reborn, which we have yet to watch for the show.
hold on. So everything I just said is basically it doesn't track. It is it's verified as an alternate word.
It is. It's an alternate version.
It's
of
like,
the story.
despite the fact that it was brought up, it's like, if it existed in this universe, where is it now?
Yeah,
Because
it's,
I mean, it timeline wise, it feels like the same, early 90s Japan.
it's absolutely a different version of the story. It's a different telling. This is without a doubt, right? Like, this is Ultimates. This is Marvel Ultimates, right? You've got regular Marvel, and everybody loves regular Captain America and regular Marvel, but then you've got Ultimate Captain America, and Ultimate Captain America is kind of a badass, and he does things a little different. And you're just like, I mean, it's Cap, and he's still on Earth, and it's still World War II, but he's packing some heat. So it's a different
Thor
kind of.
with the hammer with the axe on it.
That's right. This is Thor with Stormbreaker versus Thor with Mjolnir, and it's an entirely different Nagisa, right? So if you remember the first Iczer film, we had, despite the wonderful 80s aesthetic hair, we had Iczer 1, and Iczer 1 was pairing. They like I would have merged, but they were like paired, duoed, with Nagisa, which was the Earth Girl. And while the first film,
shit, they both had Nagisa.
exactly, but just a different Nagisa.
Holy
Yeah, Iczer 1 leans more
we
into
we
what?
need to stop. We need to completely stop and cancel recording for tonight, because I need to go back. I need to watch this again, knowing that. Fuck. I'm woefully unprepared with that. Fuck, y'all do that to me all the fucking time.
Ow, hang on.
It wasn't me this time, I just want to say.
No, it wasn't. But fuck, God, how did I miss that? Hold on, Lynette, did you know that? Did you recognize that?
I didn't know the hair. I couldn't connect the two.
So yeah,
And I think
because they're very
don't they
different.
also spell her name different too?
No, I think it's the
feel
same
like is
spelling.
it the
It's just
same?
they're dramatically different characters. This Nagisa
Yeah.
has just a different character set entirely, right? So the
So
first Iczer film was
couldn't
very
connect the
sci-fi
dot.
horror,
Yeah.
and then this one is very like Super Sentai, right? And then this one, our Nagisa wants to grow up to be a professional wrestler, which is something they cue in right at the beginning because she won't stop jogging, and everybody thinks she's weird.
So I do have to I do have to cut in and say that I watched this in the living room, and my mom wasn't really paying attention.
Well, that's
And
good.
one of the
'cause
characters in the
charging
very
up.
beginning says honki, right? And my mom goes, "Did that girl just say honky? Are you are you watching?" She goes, "I don't feel comfortable. I feel like this anime has gone to a different angle." I said, "No, mom." He said,
It's official.
honky. Honky. My mom was
It's
like, I
official.
swear she
In
said honky.
2026, we need to do an anime with your mother and have her join our panel. It's official. In 2026, at least one time, Lynette, one time she needs to join our panel. I'm putting that into the etherverse right now.
So our Nagisa, the honky wrestler, is waiting by a train station when an alien abruptly appears and attempts to kill her. But in doing
Let's just let me
so,
when that happens.
it's
No.
just a typical Tuesday. So she gets transported to an alternate dimension, which, if like in the Iczer 1 film, right, the alternate dimension was where they went to fight to not destroy the real world, kind of thing. So again, this sort of like echoes of the things that happened in the first film, but totally its own thing. And in this one, they use it almost like an imprisonment, like I'm bringing you here. Anyway, they
You
always
know,
seem startled.
it's not until this conversation right here that
Yeah.
I'm realizing that when we talk about the multiverse, right?
Yeah.
More often than not, we speak about. I never really factored in multi dimensions as a part of the multiverse. I've always figured that the multiverse was a part of the dimension was a part of, but each universe could have its own dimension.
Dimensions.
It makes my
Absolutely.
head hurt. Just fuck. Shit.
Well, wait till we start our new podcast, Mindless Midlife Musings of String Theory. We're not going to do that. So instead, we're going to keep talking about anime. So she gets pulled into this dimension. This little adorable armor, the Excel, is attempting to convince her that they need to fuse together to fight this alien attacker. And then they do. They charge up. They say it charging up, and you get your gratuitous nudity shot as they transform from humble schoolgirl to epic warrior.
I like how you said this is that Sentai aspect
Yeah,
of it.
it's
You know?
absolutely what this is. This is their Sailor Moon transformation. I mean, this is their
Mhm.
Power Ranger brand. This what this
I would
is.
say it's felt more Power Ranger as opposed to
It absolutely is. This is Power Ranger. This is there are shots in here that I'm like, oh, this is Iron Man. You know what I mean? Like, there are shots in this where I'm going, oh, clearly Jon Favreau liked Iczelion when he made Iron Man, because there's some shots I'm just like, that's when they shot the tank. Anyway, so she's fused into this armor. She's not happy about it, and she reluctantly engages in combat and uses some pretty epic fight takedowns. She kick and what's a suplex? I don't
She
know.
busted out the wrestling moves.
It was great.
Do you know what it felt like? It felt like the whole that old adage, "Don't bring a knife to a gunfight."
Yeah,
She said,
a little
"Fuck
bit
the
that.
knife. I'm bringing
Yeah.
fisticuffs. I'm
It's
bringing
she brought
fisticuffs to Doc Holliday."
so why every other character in this anime is legitimately like some kind of blade or weapon wielding warrior, Nagisa's absolutely the pugilist, right? She's like, I'm gonna get in there, I'm gonna get dirty.
They
Everybody
actually
else has
call
got
her
it.
the normal type. She's a normal
They do. They call
type.
her the normal type. Her Iczer can't even have a color. It's just like that's honky Iczer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with basic bitch, but
So, she defeats the alien. She thinks she's a badass all of a sudden. Uh, this actually, I jumped the gun. This actually opens with an Iczer being killed. Because
Yes.
I forgot.
Oh,
We
yes.
actually start with a fight. We start with
an
Cross.
Iczelion being killed.
Yes, I apologize. Yes, an Iczelion. So we start with Cross killing an Iczelion and her army of henchmen, void alien things. They kill an Iczer pretty brutally. And that's sort of the setup to let you know that these guys, they mean business. So I bring it up because at this point Cross shows up again, and then we're supposed to know this is a badass bitch, and Nagisa wants to not fight because it's basically what she wants to do this whole anime.
And despite the fact wanting to be a wrestler, she doesn't want to fight.
I got nothing.
Look, who doesn't like a good hypocrite protagonist? Who doesn't
Yeah,
like one?
I mean, we
She
also
doesn't
get
want to do. She doesn't want to do
Nope.
real wrestling. She wants to do like WWE.
Yeah.
And Cross came out and punched her in the face for real, and she said,
Yeah.
"No, that's not how it's supposed
That
to
is-
happen."
yeah, no, she pulled.
You didn't pull
she-
your punch at all.
She pulled a Paul. She was like, "That's not in the script. You weren't supposed to break my jaw." That's so yeah, so it doesn't go well. She has to run away. The Iczer and her unfused. It's a thing. Oh, I feel like I'm jumping around a little bit, but they do cut to the other Iczers. You get to see the other
Mhm.
Iczelions. We get to meet Nami, who is dancing with a lot of panty shots. And
I immediately thought it was like something about a bubblegum crisis.
right, like that they were.
Yeah, the
It felt like
entire
that was the vibe.
sequence.
Yeah. And you find out she's Iczer Black, which means instantly she's a badass, right? Because she's all
Instantly.
attitude. And
Mhm.
her Ixel, the little Ixel armor, has 0 chill. It's just like completely monotone, just like these motherfuckers. Just
It's like, do we get
I
rid of
don't
him
know.
now? We get rid of him
It
now.
can-
When we first met him, he was like, that was a dumb choice, normal.
Right.
Basically, I think he just no hi, no how you doing,
Yeah.
no
Like,
we're here to
yeah.
help you. Was like that was a dumb choice, normal.
Yeah, you picked this one, fucking idiot. Yeah, Black has 0 chill. So we meet Black. We meet Gold. Gold is a singer. She's like an idol. There's a lot of musically attached characters. We got a dancer. We got a singer. She sings some song that I'm sure they were trying to make profound, but really it did not land for me at all. But that doesn't really matter because her concert gets interrupted, and she has to charge up and defeat the aliens. Well, she does.
Hey,
Barely an
sir,
inconvenience.
we literally just had a top 10 anime
Yeah.
choice from Vic, and all the ones he put in there with all the music that he chose, and
Yeah.
you're going to begrudge this one right here?
Yes, I am.
A little snooty, if you will.
I'm just saying, my musical choices were better, but
I'm gonna say, sure, she's no Lyndon May,
Hey,
or
who could be?
K-pop Demon Hummer, but
Did
she's
you-
trying.
I will only call
She's
it
a
K-pop Demon
toothpaste
Hummers from now
commercial.
on. What I
Right?
want to know is, can you hum a few bars? No, because it wasn't an earworm. It was mediocre. Anyway, the point is, she sings a little ditty. She gets in a fight. She's upset because they interrupted her concert. She fucks her shit up.
Sir,
Yeah.
Yes.
again, I'm calling this out in 2026. I could not refute that point, and I was like, fuck, he has me. But in 2026, we're going to have this conversation again, and you're going to come back, and I'm going to be able to sing a song.
You're going to bring the receipts. You're going to be like,
I'm going to bring
Please.
receipts.
karaoke track. Let's go.
oh, now to find something with the most annoying music ever.
Japanese.
It's Japanese. Fair. Now each one of these it's a 2-part series. Each episode's about half an hour, a little less than half an hour. So this is a very quick watch for anyone who's interested in
Mhm.
watching it.
Yes.
And because it's such a quick watch, you only really get to see 2 of the Ixers transform. You get to see Black and Gold, and then they just sort of hint at Silver, who's just like shows up, and then she's like charging, and then they cut away. Because that's not really the point. The point of episode 1 is to show you that Nagisa sucks, and she's
I'm going to
Abs-
go, she's not alone.
miserable. She does try to put up like a little bit of a fight eventually in this episode, and Cross very much quickly puts her in her place. And everybody was very quick to remind Iczer Normal, Excel Normal is what I'm going with.
Excel.
That he's terrible, or he or she. I don't want to misgender the robot.
They
That-
basically said drop her. They drop her. Drop her like a bad habit right now.
Yes.
You're a terrible
Right.
person.
Yeah. It's
Even the silver one, who was really nice. She seems like a nice person,
Right.
but
it's the most Mean Girls thing. It was so nice to meet you. So nice.
so nice.
It's like when you
It's one of those-
introduce to your friends.
It's
Yeah.
one of
like
those
a nice
blind
person.
date lead-ins. It's one of those blind date lead-ins when they go, they have a great personality.
Right, right.
Oh. This is gonna be terrible.
Like, did you not look at her, watch her
Like
at all in life before you
Did you
decide
just,
to
like,
choose her?
you just said, I like green hair. Let's go with you. Yeah.
Her name was
Excel
Nagisa. That was all the qualifications he needed.
did not
Mhm.
make great choices. I can't remember if in episode 1 or episode 2 is where the info dump happens, where they try and explain the history, the backstory
Mhm.
of Excels.
no,
and
it's
the-
in
and
one.
the
It's in one.
aliens, and it is. Yeah.
It's in one.
So the basic premise is that the siblings are leaders of this void race of armies. The aliens are actually called Gia or something. Anyway, and the Iczers and the silhouettes are absolutely of the Iczer characters from the original
Mhm.
Iczer. Have like imbued these armors to like create it's convoluted. But I will say this: it is nowhere near as convoluted as the overly convoluted plot of Iczer 1. Iczer 1 had the whole like Cthulhu passing by an sentient alien ship that granted a wish, and like it was crazy shit. Like if y'all remember, if you don't remember, go check out that video. But it was crazy. So this is
I
far less
completely
convoluted.
changed my weed dealer since then, so
Is a
I don't
far
even
less.
know.
So this is a very cut and dry. We got evil aliens. After 10,000 years, I'm free. Power Rangers, suit up kind of
Motherfucker, he
stuff.
brought
Very easy.
Rita.
So
Oh.
it's
So
Good
basically,
old Rita Repulsa.
yeah.
so basically, you really have just took this etch a sketch this whole thing down to basically silly putties, Goldar, who are the voids, and then we have Cross, who is to make my monster grow.
I will wait for the prove me wrong part of this.
No,
story.
again,
We got
I
nothing.
cannot.
And look, I'm not saying this was a bad thing. I think that if anything, that making the plot a little cleaner, a little more simplified probably helped, right? Iczer 1's plot was pretty convoluted. It was pretty complex. It was easy to get lost. This is very cut and dry. Like you
Mhm.
have your antagonist, you have your protagonist. Yes, she's a reluctant protagonist who isn't like I get the flow of this. It's very typical stuff. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying that it is very much a departure dramatically from what they were trying to do with the first series. So then they did this one. And it's very much indicative of that mid 90s vibe. We were leaving the sci-fi horror, edgy, Wicked City shit, Demon City Shinjuku, all that kind of like stuff that was like mid to late 80s crazy. And we moved into the 90s and we went a little more Sentai. And that's okay. It makes perfect sense. But it is a dramatic departure. And I think like for in our situation, when we first watched this, and Brian, I don't know if you'd ever seen this before, but I know Vic has.
Actually, you stop asking the right questions because yes, I have.
All right, rock and roll. So I remember when we
No
first
need to look
got
shot,
this,
Vic. No need to look shot.
that we had seen Iczer 1, but then we had seen this, and we never watched. I had never seen Iczer Reborn or Iczer 3, they call it also.
Well,
We got the box downstairs.
do we want to get into that right now, or do you want me to save that revelation, if you will, to the end?
Let's get into it. I think it's it's fair.
So, I also used to work at Blockbuster,
Mm-hmm.
but my Blockbuster was in Tampa, and they had it there, and I chose it, and this was actually one of my Brian picks.
Nice. Yeah, it is that's awesome. It is a very action-filled, clean story. It's just such a departure from what we were expecting as a sequel that when we watched it, we were like, is this even the same like story timeline? Anyway, it's episode 1's great. You get to introduce to all these characters. You get to introduce to their power sets. You find out that Iczer Black is very much like a gravity-based character. Her power set is, and Gold. What was her deal? Thunder. Everything was thunder with her, right?
Tornado.
Tornado. Thank you. You don't really get to see Silver's shtick until the next
Right,
episode.
right. Silver's the only one you don't really. Hers is more lines and boomerang.
Yeah.
Clearly it's geometry. That's the
Yeah.
one for her.
I would say ironically, she's like the Blade one, right? Because everything's like slicey. Despite the fact that Black is the one using lightsabers.
Right. God damn! Stop it! Stop it! Let's not do this in 2026.
But that's what they were.
It is.
Because it sounds better than laser sword.
No, go with laser sword. Let's
no.
let's go with laser.
Let's not.
I really,
Thunder
really,
Barbarian. Thunder
I
Barbarian.
really
had
enjoy.
it.
I
He had a
very much
plasma sword.
hey, focus. It can't be a lightsaber. Brian's right, because there's no hilt. It's just a beam of light that attaches to your hand, so it can't be a lightsaber. Nevertheless,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
That was exactly the point I was trying to go with.
I knew what you were aiming for. I was just trying to help you out.
Hill. Wish I had thought about that.
So you get introduced to these characters, but you also get introduced to the villains. The villain characters are interesting. I want to say that villain designs, the creature designs are good. They're very interesting, very unique. Except for, I'm gonna be a little hating on it, is Chaos and Crow, and Chaos and Cross are kind of one note. Like, they're kind of just like, here's another Phantom of the Opera shtick where I got half my face covered and I'm an evil bad guy.
However, I love the design of Chaos.
Which one of both? Oh, Chaos, because he's got like the whole like mecha arm and the.
It's the it's the. I like. How about this? I like the aesthetic of it.
Fine, I'm here for it.
Right.
It was it's they play well to each other. He's obviously the brains, and she's obviously fucking psychotic.
And it's
about right for
doesn't seem like
siblings.
they're romantically involved, which is a refreshing. It's so refreshing.
If this were Iczer 1, they would have been romantically involved and had like alien kids. Anyway, so Iczer, it basically episode 1, it ends with some fights and Nagisa's still not doing anything.
Oh, her biggest fight was expelling the normal.
Yeah,
Normal.
just
That's
fucking over the
basically-
normal armor.
Yeah, that's what she did. She goes, I'm done. Yeah.
Does not go well for him. Everyone's questioning his choice. And at the beginning of the second episode, everybody's still questioning his choice. Like, they're just like, seriously, dude, like, you're still, like, you're sure, like, you're really, really sure this is the human. Like,
Yeah.
you don't want to, like, reevaluate this choice. They're all at the school, and everybody's
It's okay,
like, they're
we
all,
all make mistakes.
you know, it could have been any one of us, you know? So, and he's committed to it. And Cross and Chaos does this bit where he agrees to separate the Icers, and he sends an individual monster to combat each one. And boy, these characters are interesting. So you got Laughing Face guy, who is great.
Yes.
Now
He takes on silver.
Right, he takes on gold.
No, he takes on gold.
Yeah, he takes on gold. So I like that these characters, so they're all in the beginning, like they all show up for the initial kill, so you already know who they kind of they're there. But now you get the fleshed out a little bit more. So this guy, he's the Laughing Face thing, he's fucking wild. And gold is creeped out by him, because who wouldn't be? Literally the whole thing is it's great.
Right?
You did a great job on that. How much
Oh,
pain
thank you. I have been practicing for hours. So Black, she gets paired up against the Swordsman, is what they basically call him. And tight. And then Silver? No. Yeah. It's Silver gets dragged down to like the Earth's core and has to fight
Hydra. I felt like it was more like a Hydra.
Let's go with that. Honestly, the weakest design, because it takes a whole bunch of monsters to like be the one thing. Yeah, fun. So the fights are really cool.
Very short fights. They're
all very short fights. They're cool. They're not consequential. The only one that seems to be having trouble is Gold. She can't seem to freaking put this laughing guy down as much as she tries. She wins a bunch of times, and it just keeps escalating. And you're just like, wow, this is not going well for you. I think the other Icers would be questioning this XL's choice right now if they had seen. Anyway. And Cross, who's obsessed with killing Nagisa because that's her chosen target is chasing her around the school and making her life hell.
Can we talk about inconsistency?
Yeah, please.
All right. It was so frustrating watching how in one battle scene, one attack levels the city. However, when dealing with Cross, one attack, the fence holds up. The fence doesn't like the fence is basically a turnbuckle, but it holds up in it. I was like, man, seriously, you're supposed to be waylaying whole cities, apparently, according to
Right.
what Black says.
Yeah.
You know, Black actually says, I won't let you destroy another city.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
City. And Cross can't even get this bitch out of a fucking fence.
You're not wrong. And I think
That's
the
the first-
only answer. No, go ahead.
That's the first one. The second one is Cross takes her finger, uses it as a gun, cuts her schoolmates as she sees, and
Yeah.
then instead of blowing it like a, "Woo," she licks her finger. There's no blood on the fucking finger. What are you licking it for?
She's suggestively taunting.
No,
I
we're not
agree.
going to do
No.
that. We're not going to do that.
I agree. It
Okay.
is. There's some strange choices. Again, I'm going to be
Strange choices.
perfectly.
Thank you. That's a
I'm
good
being
word.
perfectly candid. I feel like Cross is the weakest character. Like I think
Mm-hmm.
the other monsters, the other voids, are more
Are
interesting.
much stronger. I agree with that.
yeah.
Especially,
More
especially
interesting.
golds. Yeah.
Yeah. I even like.
Well-
I'm sorry. I even like the swordsman design. I like that when he lost his weapon, his helmet like became a whole other sword. Like, oh, that shit was cool.
That was pretty good. You know what? I actually said that. So look, do y'all ever break the third wall or break the fourth wall when y'all watch these?
Yes, but I never know where the camera is, so I gotta like just turn and hope it's there.
It's
No,
like,
no, we've already
did that
talked
actually
about
happen?
it. We've already talked
no.
about it.
It's my
Escaflowne lives
Escaflowne.
over there.
Yeah, that's right.
Uh-huh.
But yes,
Escaflowne lives on that side.
Escaflowne does live on that side.
That's
I
you know what?
constantly.
That's what I look at Escaflowne every time.
So basically, you're talking to Hitomi every time you do this. That's right.
No. Escaflowne. I'm not even talking to. I'm not even talking
character.
to the character.
Not the one of
I'm
the
talking
character. You're talking to just the ship. Escaflowne.
Escaflowne over there. So when moments like that happen for me, right?
Yeah.
Where it suspends the disbelief, not even belief,
Yeah.
but it suspends my disbelief in terms of you guys made it. That's not a smart choice right there. It just
I mean, no, having your helmet be a sword is probably not the smartest choice, but
it wasn't.
mean-
No, it wasn't the helmet that's the sword that was part of it.
oh,
It was
okay.
the fact that he actually had a sword.
Yes.
He gets it knocked away.
It gets broken. It gets shattered. Like he crosses swords with Black. Black's
No.
not-
She crossed the sword. He broke the she broke the helmet sword.
Oh, she broke the helmet sword. So this was the other sword. He gets knocked away. Okay, apologies.
Just knocked
Continue.
it away. Right?
Yeah.
You're just gonna leave it down there? You're not even gonna try to pick it back up?
Why
Maybe he
go
has
for
back
that
issues
when I've
and he
got-
can't.
It's like, why would I do that when I've got this?
Right.
It's like that was his "I am not left-handed" moment. It did not play well for him. He it's one of the coolest fights, even though it's short-lived. It's still one of the coolest fights, and it kind of shows like Black being the badass that we knew she was. And then you finally get to see Silver do some shit, and she does like the boomerang thing, and she like slices up the guys, and then she's got those two flying ninja guys that, and they're basically out of a game. I laughed.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that's why I said like her fight was probably like the weakest, just because the monster design for that one was it was kind of weak sauce, but it's fine.
But she did do the cool, oh, you think you have me bound, and then she
Yeah.
just uppercut.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's
that's a smart choice. That was a smart choice.
I give it credit. This anime does a lot right. It does a lot of interesting things with its material. But yes, so Cross has Nagisa pinned down, and she's finger poking her friends, and Nagisa finally gets the resolve to fight. So she charges up. Or no, the way she asks the robot first, "Are you capable of charging?" The robot instantaneously jumps up. "Fuck yeah, I'm ready to go. Let's go!" Woo! And then charging up, like instantly goes from "I'm at 80% down power. I don't know if I can make it." You still charge up. "Fuck yeah!" Let's go, like immediately.
Now the most Florida
Good to
man thing
go.
you've ever done in your life.
Immediately. And then so they fusion Ha, and they turn into the new Iczelion. I'm pulling out all the stops. B, it's a new year.
Bro, you are going in.
And they form
Do we call this? It's not even pop culture. It's anime culture.
it's it. They form Iczelion normal, and instantaneously Nagisa knows exactly how to use the armor, knows exactly what her power set is. She's full Mary Sue, like she's a badass. And she puts down the biggest, baddest villain in the series.
With the
Super
Canadian
easy.
destroyer.
Barely an inconvenience with the Canadian.
No,
Yes.
It's
That
a,
shit
it's
was
a,
that was
it's a
Zangief's
Canadian
playbook.
destroyer. Yeah, yeah.
Just
But her
aerial grab.
her she can just run fast. She's
So the thing
she's
sorry,
a
Lynette.
she's a Ricky Bobby Ixel. That's pretty
Here's
much
the thing.
all she-
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is to talk to Brian's inconsistencies thing. Normal type Excel tells her, if you try to punch this bitch, she gonna kill you. You cannot attack
Right?
her like that. She's too strong for that. How does she win? By hitting this bitch really fucking hard. It's literally, she wins doing the thing the armor told her she couldn't do to win. So, literally the same, like basically the same two moves. It's like a kick
Right.
and a freaking pile drive.
So basically, we know that normal type has bad decision making and bad advice. We know he's
Mhm.
consistent.
So Nagisa defeats Cross. Cross turns into a glowy light, and then gets absorbed into Laughing Man. And Laughing Man goes full kaiju. Laughing Man is enormous.
He was already kaiju.
Yeah,
he
he goes like
supercharged Godzilla.
Evangelion alien or angel level, right? And is at this point
Like if
that
he
I
was true to size, our axis would have been
I thought for sure. So, having watched the original Iczer 1, I thought this is the moment. This is the moment where they're going to get their mechs and they're going to go fight this thing. But they didn't get their
No.
mechs.
They
They don't
Care
have
Bear
mechs in
stared
this
it.
one. They Care Bear stared it. God damn it. They did. They Care Bear stared it.
She's
And
not
then-
wrong.
And then the thing that's unfortunate about this is that if their goal was to stop them from destroying another city, they did a very bad job. Because when
Horrible
they killed
job.
this thing, it's full blown Akira. Like it's the freaking globe of destruction. They absolutely failed. Whatever city they were in is gone.
Like I felt like it was a commercial for Mayhem. Like Mayhem was going,
I'm a kaiju, and if you don't have the right insurance,
you should have bundled your life insurance. You should have bundled your life insurance.
it is terrible. Terrible.
It was so bad.
I laughed
And they were
because
happy.
we won. I'm like, did we?
Did we?
Like this seems like
You tried to save your friends. They're gone now, but
this seems like a we just did a regime change. Did you? No, but we got the one guy.
We got the one.
Anyway,
Did we? I mean,
yeah, it didn't go well. But it was still a victory in their eyes. And at this point, they are strengthened in their resolve to defeat this alien invasion in any form that it comes. And they basically roll the end credits. And I know Brian stopped it.
No.
Oh, come on.
Oh. We have to talk about Chaos and his reaction to his sister dying.
Was that a look
Cross.
of relief? I think he
Yeah,
was.
yeah. So basically, Cross goes, he says, no, I'm sorry, Chaos senses that Cross is dead.
Right.
And he's like, Cross is dead? And then starts laughing.
Like, it's like, it's all right, I got another one. It's unfortunate. But yeah, so
And
it's
then he said
clearly
to everybody else, stop.
it's clearly like a setup, right? Like the whole idea is they were trying to make this a thing to like rejuvenate this franchise that they had dormant for a few years, and they wanted to try and rejuvenate it. And so they tried this reimagining of it, and they wanted to make it a thing, and it never became a thing. So this is this another typical anime thing is this one-off, this two-piece OVA, and that was it. So the end credits roll. Brian, I'm sure you stopped it at that point, but if you had stayed to the end of the end credits, you get a quick little stinger that is just a very fast action sequence of the characters being their most badass selves.
Pretty much.
Mm.
And
A
then it
look
just
at what
says,
could have been.
It's cool. It's neat. The characters all show off their powers, very Avengers style. Like they do special moves and kill a bunch of aliens, and that's like the end. And that's it. That is the end of Iczelion. Sorry, there was never anything else. There wasn't a manga series. There wasn't another television. There wasn't an OVA. Iczelion, the Iczer series, dies here in 1995.
No. So what you're telling me is that this is the part where Vic comes and tells us that it's revitalized as a video game, and the only way you can find the story is if you find it off of Neo Geo.
No, this
Or-
is where I say we watched it out of order and we skipped Iczer 3, which is actually the second series.
Yeah, so Iczer 3
That
is
leads
the
into Iczer 1.
sequel. Yeah,
Or it leads into
Mm.
Iczelion.
it's the theory. Yeah. Anyway,
I'm
so
sorry.
yeah,
it
that's
it
Iczelion.
wasn't Neo Geo. It was Sega Dreamcast. That's where you have to, that's where you have to get it on.
You watch your tone. Sega Dreamcast.
No, I'm
Tread
serious.
carefully. Because the Dreamcast is royalty in this house. So I don't have a lot of mindless musings for you except one musing, and this is of course because what do I always say? Everything is.
Macross.
That's right. Everything is
Okay, who
Macross.
works on it? Or
And because everything is Macross, I can tell you confidently that the creator of the Iczer series, Iczer 1, Iczer 3, Iczer Reborn, and Iczelion is Toshiki Hirano, and he was a character animator and character animation director on the television series Super Dimension Fortress Macross, and Macross Do You Remember Love, and Megazone 2-3. He's been in the anime industry for a very long time, but he got his start on kind of those shows, and that's where he got his foothold in. And he created the Iczer series. This is all him. So there you go. Everything truly is Macross.
You know, for a moment there, I thought you were going to say he got to start on like Southern Cross.
but Southern Cross is in Macross.
Yeah. So no, this guy he was a character animation director, specifically a lot of the female character scenes, and he is credited with being the reason why a lot of the females are so relatable in the Macross series, which I thought was an interesting touch. But that's what the internet says. Your mileage may vary. So yeah, I don't have much else. I don't have any other musings. The Iczelion is a very short, very sweet little thing, and I think we can now very safely give some final thoughts on it. And since three of us had seen it before, I'm going to use us as a buffer and mix Lynette in a little bit. So let's start with Vic today. Vic, Iczelion, now 30 years later?
Yeah, 30 years. Holy crap.
I know.
So
It,
just to
it
touch
came
up,
out the
Brian,
year we graduated high school.
shut up. You shut your dirty mouth.
The answer is yes.
So
All
to
right.
brush up on what Brian said earlier, apparently Iczer 1 actually did make a game appearance in Super Robot Wars for the DS.
Oh, come on.
It was a playable
That's
unit.
freaking-
Iczer 1,
That's
and I guess Iczer 2, Sigma, Big Gold.
okay. So
The-
the
the-
ones from the first one. So the
Yeah.
mechs from the first one, which makes perfect sense because the mechs in
Mhm.
the first one were actually pretty cool.
So, oh god, what can I say? If there were more episodes, because like Iczer 3 had 6 episodes, at least you could do a complete story with that.
Hmm.
It, just the way it ended, it's like, okay, cliffhanger and nothing. And that
Yeah.
hurts. That always hurts.
Yeah.
It's just one of a long line of series that give you that cliffhanger ending. But beyond that, it's pure 90s. It's, you've got, or pure 90s OVA, OVE, whatever.
Yeah.
It look animation wise, it looks good. The character design for the most part are good. It's got I don't want to say music because they didn't have that. It's animated well. It looks good. It's got mechs. It had everything that most shows at that time frame had. So just for the fact that it never got anything beyond that is just hurtful. So
I got you. So, would you recommend a new audience to it?
I would say maybe 1 and 3.
Yeah.
Then if you're feeling generous, then top it off with Iczelion at the end.
Okay.
But 1 is pretty much what was it? 3 episodes was pretty much its own complete thing, and then
Yeah.
3 has 6 episodes. I just keep on forgetting that 3 came before Iczelion, and
Yeah.
that's why I
Yeah.
suggested Iczelion before 3 because I forgot.
Well, because it's also called Iczer Reborn, so its placement in the timeline or non-existent timeline is really up for debate.
Well, was the Reborn was the U.S. name or was it? Because my box set downstairs says Fight Iczer 3.
Because Iczer 3 is Iczer 1's child.
Mm-hmm. A grandchild.
Right. Anyway,
But
we'll get to
that's
it.
what it says as a title. It doesn't say Iczer
Right.
Reborn. It just says Fight Iczer 3.
We'll get to it.
So-
Brian's looking like, I don't even know if I've got the strength to watch Iczer 3, but we'll get there. So you would recommend the original Iczer?
I
and
would
then
say 1 and
possibly
3
Iczelion.
before Iczelion.
Okay.
But since it's only about 45 minutes total for 2 episodes, it's not a bad watch, but you'll end up unfulfilled.
Okay. We'll go with Lynette next. Lynette, I know this was your
have to go
first.
last.
Oh,
I have to
fine.
go last.
I
After
know
hearing
But it
that,
wasn't
I
your
have to
turn
go
yet.
last.
it was your first time with Iczelion. I
Safe
knew
to
that.
assume, right?
Safe to assume.
Yes.
So how'd you feel about it?
I thought it was very fast paced. The first thing I thought was, if anybody wants to figure out how to have someone hate the main character in a short period of time, they should watch this anime because that's you really like. There's barely any character growth until like the end of the second episode, right? The whole
Right, yeah.
time, the whole time she's playing ostrich, she's seeing things in her face, she's seeing stuff like,
Yeah.
she is that, and you're just going, oh, I don't know if I can handle this, but the other characters kind of make up for it, right? Like
Yeah.
the Ixo Black is funny, like when he comes on, it's just like, okay, all right, I can handle this. To me, it kind of felt like it was enjoyable. I liked it. The Honki thing is gonna always live in. I'm gonna always remember this episode, this series
Gonna
because
live
of
rent
that.
free in her head.
But I would have to say, to me, it reminded me of those. When you used to, maybe I'm being old now or what, when you watched
You're
a
in good
really
company.
long movie and they did like an intermission, and in the intermission they played cartoons
They did.
or
Good times.
right? Okay.
Good
so,
times.
so you can get up,
Yep.
you can walk around, get popcorn, get drinks, and yes, children, they did have an intermission in theaters.
They did.
This felt like an intermission series, right? So you'd watch Iczer 1, Excels, and then Iczer 3. That's how I first see how the
Yeah.
layout went. We haven't seen the third one. I haven't seen the third one, so I don't know.
Which is actually the
Right.
second
But
one.
to me, that's how the flow went.
Sure. I got you.
That's how it felt. But it was enjoyable. It's a nice quick watch. I would say
It is.
anybody could watch it. The boys of this age, I don't know if they would be like the boys in our generation where they'd go boobies and it's the best anime ever, but they might. I don't know.
They might.
Or even girls. Even girls might go boobies and enjoy the thing, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the young ones have the same mindset we did. But I would say yes.
All right.
Watch it, enjoy it. Don't take it too seriously. But
No, you can't. Yeah. So I watched this with my wife in that she was reading a book while I watched this in the same room, and then thusly she was listening to it, despite the fact that she was trying her best not to pay attention to what I was doing. And she would look up at the screen whenever there was some kind of weird sound, like Laughing Man, or the invariable moans and groans that you go, wait a minute, what are we watching? When they're just getting injured. Never mind. And it was that kind of, it was her reaction to those things that made me go, yeah, I mean, I feel like the audience, like just watching something new, like Dan to Dan or something like that, where it's just something so batshit off the wall kind of crazy that you go, this probably has an audience, like in today's day and age. That audience might still be younger than its intended audience, but I think it could find an audience. I did enjoy it. It is a fun, quick watch. It's I wouldn't call it like a guilty pleasure or anything. It's not like I picked it up, since I watched it 30 years ago. I maybe watched it once in the last 30 years before we did it for the show. So it wasn't like, it's not some guilty
It
pleasure
wasn't
or
like top
something.
tier or something.
Yeah, it certainly didn't make any of our top 10s, but it's very much, it's a very 90s anime. It's a great representation of what 90s anime was. It's high quality cell animation. It's well done action sequences, some beautiful destruction, some very crazy ass anime character designs. All of that stuff's on point. It where it falls apart is where most anime fell apart in the 90s, and that was the storyline, right? Like these kids, like Lynette said, the characters, aggravating. Very, very aggravating. I did like the Excels. I thought their little robot designs were really cute. I thought that was fun. It was an interesting way to handle the armor, giving it sentience. There's a shot where Iczer Black does like her gravity well and like kills the bad guy and does the badass bad girl walking away from the explosion. And I went, oh, it's Iron Man, because it was totally that shot, right? The explosion's in the background and she's walking fully armored towards the camera, and you're just like, oh, it's the Iron Man shot. There's a lot of those tropes. So it was entertaining. And it was fun. It's not highbrow. It's not going to win you any awards. It's not going to sit on your shelf. They say, I like to say that every anime is somebody's favorite. I'm sure this is somebody's favorite, but I wouldn't call it great in any sense of the word. Entertaining and fun, absolutely. It has a lot of ideas, and I think that if Hirano had been able to, I don't know if I want to say like, I think the biggest problem with the Iczer series is that it doesn't know what it wants to be. So it tries to be everything. In the first one, it tried to be this like body horror, Cthulhu, psychological thing, but also mechs. Very cool mechs, but also mechs. But then also a little bit aliens, right? Because the alien sentient thing, like HAL 5000, it tried to be a lot. And then whatever it couldn't squeeze into that, they're like, let's just do another one and we'll throw that in. And we got things like Iczelion, which is like, oh, well, we needed superhero versions, so we got the superhero versions. And I think that's probably the biggest flaw in this series, is that it doesn't know what it wants to be. And I think if you can watch this in a very multiversal mindset, you can watch any of these, and you'll probably have a pretty good time with it. The action's always going to be entertaining. The animation's always going to be nice. But it's this. The stories are going to leave you going, "What did I just watch?" Sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. So yeah, I think if you're just looking for a quick action or something that's going to eat up some time and have a couple boobies in it, this might be for you. So, this is sort of like that rumor that '90s kids had that in Japan, the Sailor Moon's changing sequences, they were all naked. In this, they are. The changing sequences there. That's the movies we're talking about. Anyway, so yeah, I think it could be worth a pickup. I don't know if you can find it. I don't even know if it's on Crunchyroll. You probably have to sail the 7 seas. I don't know. This seems like it's a long dead anime.
Let's see.
I'll put Vic to work on that. And while Vic's working on that, I will give the floor to the esteemed colleague from the north, Mr. Brian. How do
I
you
was
feel?
terrified. I was terrified. I actually thought that we were this early into 2026 and it was about to be upon you. Longtime listeners know that what happens
Brian
often
loved the Ponyo.
is I'll say I like something, and then after that, everybody else either I like something or I hate something, and then everybody else comes in with some type of. I was scared of that, so I was like, not that I was going to adjust my
Right.
standpoint, but
Sure.
I need to make sure I knew what I was saying, and it
Understood.
felt like when you talk about the creator of Iczelion.
Yeah.
I think I realized what his problem was, is
Go on.
that he was releasing these things at the height of coming off of whatever big wave that they were dealing with. Like 95, we're dealing with Power Rangers right in its full steam.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Iczelion, I imagine, is coming right off of Godzilla. So he's trying to fit a story of of the story that he wants into medium that was presented at the time, and trying to say, I can make something that can fit into the story, as opposed to making his own story and let it stand on its own merits. And I think that's where we see a lot of the smart decisions about this, is that this could have been great, but if it was more original as opposed to being brought into this genre of the how am I saying that?
Sentai?
The
Sentai.
Sentai.
Yeah.
Being brought into the Sentai realm, this could have been an even better story. However, the character design and even the suit design of the Iczelions is pretty good.
Agreed.
It's pretty good, you know. But you can see that all of them have that each person had their own specialty. So it felt like I was watching an episode of Voltron, but they hadn't gotten their big mech yet. And
Right,
when you
yeah.
said that, you're like, "Fuck." It's right. I'm actually going to say that there are worse crimes that have been committed by the things that we have viewed.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot say that this is not worth a watch. I think this is worth a watch.
Yeah.
And I'll also say that it still holds up. You know, depending on what genre that you're looking for. When you bring it to the Sentai, this still holds up in terms of each character has a flaw, and then they have to get over their flaw. No matter how much character development that happens between A and Z, they still do it. And does she figure out what her equation for power and left is? Yes. They give you what it should be. She adopts it into herself, and then once she adopts it, it powers up her transformation. Does it take a long fucking time? Yeah. So basically 25 minutes, 25 minutes. She figured this out at 40, at minute 40.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But that's no different than somebody than Naruto trying to figure out the Rasengan for fucking 10 episodes. So it took her 40 minutes. I can give her that. And as a result of that, you've seen more protagonists, especially from the Southern area, when they're trying to do something. It takes them long episodes to get there. It took her 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it still holds up. There are worse things that we have watched with greater inconsistencies across that. So I actually have to say I'll give it a chance. So
All right. So the next question I have is
No, all right, please don't ask a question that makes everything I just said irrelevant.
no, not at all. This is it's an opinion. This is an opinion question. My opinion question is to each of you. Would you rather rewatch this or Iczer 1?
1,
Okay.
because it's a complete story.
Gotcha.
I would have to go with 1 as well.
Okay.
Mostly because
Okay.
of the story.
All right.
Now, don't get me
Clearly,
wrong.
the
Icelion is
the
animated.
option is-
Yeah, it's like Icelion is animated better. It's a cleaner
Mhm.
look. It's visually it's more pleasing on the eyes because it's the newer of the series. But yeah, not a complete story.
I actually feel like Iczelion is a better choice.
I agree with Brian. Go ahead, Brian.
Wow, we're
Oh my gosh,
tied.
my ass is fuckering. My ass is fuckering. Please.
I want to know if your reason why is the same as my reason why. Go ahead.
I feel like I understand this one more than I understand Extra One. I think Exilion I understand, especially when you brought out the Sentai and the Power Ranger comparison. I understand that format much better than the previous one. It's like this one has too much that they were trying to do in Extra One, and you just don't understand what it's supposed to be. And then you get to this one right here, and everything comes back. Even dealing with the whole Nagisa from the first one didn't want to do it, and bitches, well, I gotta take your body anyway. The consent on this one is addressed better here than in one. So I feel it better here.
So my position on this is very similar. The reason I would say Iczelion is the one I would rewatch is because it tells an incomplete story. It tells a very clean one. It's very cut and dry. Here's your antagonist, here's your protagonist, here's this character's narrative arc. Is it annoying that you've only got 50 minutes and most of that is her not wanting to be the hero that she's supposed to be? Absolutely. Did this need another 5 episodes to maybe flesh out that?
Two.
Absolutely.
Two.
But
They could have did two.
But I liked the conciseness of the story. I liked the clean breakdown of the narrative. I liked those ideas. I liked the ideas of the Ixels as sentient armors. I liked all of those bits. I'm not a Sentai fan, generally. Never got into the Rangers, never got into any of that stuff. It's the closest thing I ever got into that might be Go Lion, and that's if you consider that Sentai. But I liked how accessible this version of the story is. I'm not saying Fight Iczer 1 is deep. It's not. It's just is unnecessarily convoluted. The villain is a woman who is traveling through space, gets too close to a sentient AI and makes a wish in a moment of weakness, and then the evil AI says, "I'm going to grant your wish." And because of that decides to destroy all of life, even though it was a moment of depression from a woman lost in space, and it's very convoluted. And they don't even get to that. Like, we had to, if you remember, we had to like Google the ending because it was one of those. Iczelion tells a cleaner story. Iczer 1 has a full one, sure. But, so I lean more towards Iczelion because it's like a Marvel movie. It's popcorn. It tells a very clear story. Here's your good guy. Here's your bad guy. You just don't get the last bit of it.
I really want to impress upon the whole consent aspect of it.
Yeah, go ahead.
That felt so much more. That alone is something that the world needs more of in terms of learning about consent. Yeah, the world's about to die. I could take over your body at any moment in time if I want to, but I really need you to say you're going to fight, because that's where power comes from. It's the whole reason why Christian Bale's Batman worked. It's belief, as opposed to forced upon. Right. Yeah, this is happening. The end of the world could be happening, but until you believe that you can do something about it, anything I do, whatever technology I can do, whatever suplex you're going to do, it's just not going to work. But when it's powered by belief and alignment, that's where everything comes in and changes into play. And that's one of the reasons why I would choose this one over the other one.
I enjoyed Iczelion Black telling Nagisa when she's running through the school, she's like, listen, you can run from this all you want. It's not going away. You got to fight or you're going to die. And this moment of like brief realization in Nagisa before she's like, I'm going to run anyway. But there's a moment where she, like, you could see she's contemplating it. And it was good. I appreciated that. I really did. Again, I'm not saying like, I prefer the animation styling. I prefer the action styling. I prefer all of those things from Fight Iczer 1 more, even the crazy 80s hair. Like I love all that aesthetic it has some of the best beautiful destruction. I just think that narratively, Hirano landed on a story. He didn't get to finish it, but he landed on a story that was just more cleanly written. That's my chief argument. Yeah. So we're split party on that. Vic, did you manage to find an answer? Can listeners find this anime without sailing the 7 seas?
Sailing the 7 seas looks like it's the only option. Each of them were licensed by a different company, and their last releases were all DVD.
Well, mates, you best be sailing the seas and find yourself a copy.
Oh, and it's even better because, the licensors, Central Park Media no longer exists. Yeah. ADV no longer exists. And Anime Works is technically Media Blasters.
Maybe Luffy will find it when he finds the One Piece.
So, I mean, the strong argument here is that if you do decide to find it by sailing the 7 seas, nobody's going to sue you. They don't exist anymore.
Right. I mean, they do show up on Amazon, but, like...
Oh, man.
Iczer 1, $88, and...
Look, I like anime as much as the next guy, but I ain't paying 80-some bucks for Iczer 1.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I guess that's going to be a wrap. If anybody has anything else to add, otherwise, we can call it. We good?
Yep. I think we're good.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for our show today. So until next time, keep calm, and hey, if all else fails, try charging up.
You've just been privy to the mindless midlife musings of the anime nerd, presented by Geek Grotto. For show notes and corrections, or for general geeky fun, you can visit our website at geek-grotto.com. If you're listening to us on your favorite podcast app, please like, follow, and subscribe.